Hello YouTube makeup lovers, so I am back with a video for you guys. I am way overdue for filming a video. I was unable to post one last week. Ideally, I love to post about 2 videos a week, but minimum at least 1 a week. And unfortunately, last week I did not do that. During the week, work was so hectic. I worked such long hours. And then on the weekend, we went on a little family trip, and that's kind of when I film on the weekends. So I was unable to do that for you guys last weekend, but I am back. And I am filming already this weekend, and I hope to get a few videos out there for you guys so that I just get back on track. I also wanted to mention, you can see the background, it is different. I did get my desk. I did mention it a few videos back that I was changing my little room around and I ordered a desk from Pottery Barn. I finally got the desk. I ordered it like in the middle of January. Finally, I got the desk middle of February, and my bad luck was that the desk was damaged. One of those drawers is cracked. It has like a crack on the side. So I called in. They're gonna send me a new 3-drawer cabinet because it's 2 pieces, the top part and then they have the cabinet, and it's not available till March 10th. So I have to wait yet some more, but I really do love the desk. I just cannot wait to get the brand new piece of the drawers so I can kind of organize it, because those drawers are just empty. It's just kind of sitting there waiting for the new drawers to arrive. And then I ended up doing a little switcheroo with the desk and the couch. The last video I filmed, the couch was in front of the window, but for space purposes, I flipped them around. Now the couch is on this side. I've yet to get it upholstered, but I did find my mint green fabric, which I wanted. It took me a while to find the fabric. I finally did. I think next weekend they're gonna take the little love seat to get upholstered, and then hopefully I will have the room ready soon. I'm dying to do an updated room tour of this room for you guys and show you guys my desk and all that stuff, but it just feels like it's taking so long for it to get finished. I'm so anxious just to get this room already finished. But anyways, enough rambling. I have a video for you guys today on one of my favorite topics, and that is concealer. I have 2 great concealers. I can just tell you right off the bat, both concealers are great, but I did want to talk a little bit about each of them. I do want to review them, and of course, there is one that I definitely like better than the other one. So I definitely want to share my thoughts with you, so we better get started. So the first concealer is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and the second concealer I will be talking about is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I think they're both very similar, which is kind of why I chose to do a nice little review with both of them, and I will be comparing them. But first, let's start off with the packaging. The Nars packaging is the typical packaging. I think it's very nice packaging. It's a square packaging, very similar to their lip gloss. They did go ahead and revamp all the glosses, so they also revamped this concealer packaging. I got the shade Vanilla. This is the second lightest shade in the collection. And then the packaging of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer looks like this. And I kind of like this one better just because this one does look kind of fancier maybe, but I kind of like this one better. I think it's so cute. It's like a miniature version of their Naked Skin foundation. So it's like they made a little mini packaging. It's exactly the same pretty much, and I really love it. This packaging is, oh wait, I was gonna say this packaging, no, the color I chose for the Urban Decay concealer is the light neutral. As far as prices, the Nars is $29 and the Urban Decay is $28, so it's pretty much just $1 less, so that's really not that big of a deal. As far as the shades that they have, the Nars has 10 available shades of the Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I think it's a pretty good range. They do go from very light to very dark, whereas the Urban Decay one, they also have a nice range, but they only have 8. That being said, I mean, I think they're both have pretty good ranges of concealer, and I think that you can probably find something in your skin tone that can fit. But that being said, even though the Nars has more shades, I did find myself wishing that this Vanilla was a little bit darker. I probably would have chosen a little bit of a darker color. The light number 1, the first one, was just way too light for me. I ended up going with the vanilla because the third one was just already too dark. I have a feeling that if I would have bought this shade and the one that came right after it, I could have created my perfect concealer shade. But I really hate having to buy 2 products just to make my shade work. You know, I just think it's a waste of money to have to buy 2 products. Of course, if you love a product so much that it's like the product that you cannot live without, and that's the case, then yeah, go ahead and buy the 2 colors. But that's not the case with this one. I do like it, but no, I'm not obsessed with it. And the Urban Decay though, even though they did have 8 shades, I did find that the light neutral color was just perfect for me. I just loved it. It works great on me, and it is just the one that I have like so far fallen in love with, and the shade is just perfect. I do have to say though that I've had the Nars concealer a lot longer, and I have really been liking it. It is a very good concealer. The Urban Decay one I did get recently, but it was like love at first sight. The minute I swatched it on my hand at the store, at Sephora, I loved it, and I have been using it every single day since I bought it. I used it all this past week for work. I used it today. I just have been using it nonstop. I pretty much haven't picked up my Nars one since I bought it, and I just love it. One of the very first things that I love about it is the applicator. They both have these wand applicators, and I hope that I can share it with you guys with a camera. It's kind of hard to see. They both have the wands, as you can see right here. But the Nars wand is the typical wand where, you know, it's a little longer on one side, and then it has like that little angle, and then it goes back down, just like a lip gloss. It's just like the typical type of wand. Whereas the Urban Decay one, it is more of, it's a little bit wider, and it's flat. So I don't know if you can see, it's rounded at the top, but it's flat on both sides, and I loved it. I'll tell you why I loved it. Whenever I go and apply the Urban Decay, which I'm gonna apply on my hand right here, when you apply it with the wand, it just goes on so smoothly, and look how much room space, look how much room space, like look how much area I can cover with just one swipe. I mean, one swipe is what I do for my entire under eye, and I like to do the upside down triangles when I do my under eye coverage, and one little swipe of this wand just works great for me, and it just goes on so smooth. It's so soft and silky. It's so easy, and it just feels so nice when I apply it. Whereas the Nars, and let me just kind of like wipe off my hand so I can show you. The Nars, you kind of just like get the product out, but I always find myself having to go back in and getting more. It like doesn't, you know, it does, I guess not enough product comes out, and it just doesn't glide on as easily as the Urban Decay one. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but that's something that I definitely felt. I mean, yes, you can, if I have to dip it like 2 or 3 times to get the amount of concealer that I want, whereas the Urban Decay one, I just do it once. I just feel like the Urban Decay one glides on so much nicely. The products goes on so much more smoothly than this one. And here, just so you guys can see the color difference between the two, here they are. Let me show you. This is the Urban Decay, and then this is the Nars. You can definitely tell that the Nars is a lot brighter. One thing that was funny is that the Nars does have that more pinky tone, which is usually what I gravitate towards. I love the more pinky tone of concealers, but for some reason I just love the Urban Decay one. It's more of a neutral. It's kind of like a little bit of pink and a little bit of yellow. That's why it's the light neutral. But keep in mind that whenever I do apply either one of these concealers, I always apply the Eve Pearl first, my Salmon concealer. This is always the step that I always use before I apply my actual flesh toned concealer like these. The Nars concealer though does have more product. The Nars concealer has 0.22 ounces, whereas the Urban Decay has 0.16 ounces. So maybe that's why they charge you $1 less. I don't know. But the Nars one definitely does have more product. And I really do like them both. And it's something where I'll probably have this one on my vanity and I'll put this one in my purse if I need to touch up. And the Nars will also be nice to apply on the face, just like the Urban Decay. I think they'd be both great for applying as a concealer for your skin. I will probably have to get a different shade for that though. But they're both really good products. I really like them a lot. Both concealers are very brightening and I love that about them both. As far as longevity, the Urban Decay one did last longer on me and it also creased less than the Nars one. I tend to not to crease as much. Usually I crease a little bit at the beginning when I have just applied my makeup and then I just kind of like blend it in a little bit more and then I should be pretty good throughout the day. But the Nars one does crease a little bit more for me than the Urban Decay. And another important factor to mention is that the Urban Decay does have better coverage, which at first I thought it was a little strange because I do feel that the Nars one is a little bit thicker than the Urban Decay one. It just seems a lot thicker just in the way that it doesn't glide as much as the Urban Decay one, yet the Urban Decay just covers a lot better. So I really love that about it as well. It's also very important to mention that I always set my concealer with a powder, so that does definitely help it last a lot longer. It also helps it not to crease. I always do that with all my concealers that I use, but that being said, and everything that I have mentioned in the video, I think that for me, the one I would definitely pick would be the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is the one that I really have fallen in love with. I just love it. The Nars concealer is very, very good as well. They're both good. It's not that one's good and one's bad. They're both great, but the Urban Decay one is just even greater for me. At least for me, it has worked wonders. And I really love it. I think that I probably would not repurchase the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer again. Definitely a great product and will continue to use it until I finish it. But the Urban Decay would definitely have to be my favorite between these two concealers. So that is pretty much it. This was my review on the Nars concealer and on the Urban Decay concealer. I really hope that you guys found this video helpful and that you try these products out. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching B Lounge Makeup. Bye.